They say when you're backed into a corner, you have two choices: surrender or fight like hell. 48 hours ago, I was worth $15 billion. Today, I'm hiding in an abandoned warehouse with a woman I'm not sure I can trust, planning the most dangerous gamble of my life. But here's what my enemies don't know. Losing everything doesn't make you weak. It makes you fearless. The warehouse smells like rust and broken dreams, but it's the safest place we could find after escaping those black SUVs yesterday. Sophia is curled up on an old sofa we found, wrapped in my jacket, finally getting some sleep. I've been awake for 36 hours straight, and my mind is racing with possibilities. We're somewhere outside Tacoma, in an industrial district that looks like it died in the recession and never recovered. Perfect place for two fugitives to disappear, at least temporarily. My burner phone buzzes. It's a text from Lila Torres. Safe house compromised. They found my surveillance equipment. Need to meet. Trust no one else. I look at Sophia sleeping peacefully, and doubt creeps in again. Is she really trying to help me, or is she the perfect actress playing the long game? After everything I've learned about David, Marcus, and this conspiracy, I don't know if I can trust my own judgment anymore. Let me tell you how we got here. Those black SUVs at the diner weren't just surveillance, they were extraction teams. Professional, coordinated, and definitely not law enforcement. As they closed in, I did the only thing I could think of. I grabbed Sophia's hand and whispered, "Do you trust me?" She nodded. Then follow my lead and don't ask questions. Instead of running to my car like they expected, I led Sophia through the diner's back exit into the kitchen. The staff looked confused but didn't stop us, probably thought we were skipping out on the check. The kitchen door led to a loading dock where delivery trucks came and went. A bread truck was just finishing its morning delivery, and the driver was inside, settling his bill with the cook. "Get in the back," I told Sophia. We climbed into the delivery truck among racks of fresh bread and pastries. Not exactly the luxury transportation I was used to, but it got us out of there before the men in suits realized we'd vanished. The truck driver, a guy named Pete who looked like he'd been delivering bread since the Eisenhower administration, nearly had a heart attack when he found us 20 minutes later at his next stop. "Jesus Christ, what are you doing in my truck?" I pulled out my emergency cash and peeled off $500 bills. "Pete, I need you to drive us to Tacoma and forget you ever saw us." Pete looked at the money, then at us, then at the money again. "You too in some kind of trouble." The kind of trouble that $500 can help you forget about. Pete pocketed the money. "What trouble?" "I don't see anybody." I wake Sophia gently. Her eyes flutter open, and for a moment, she looks vulnerable and scared. Then she remembers where we are, and sits up quickly. "What time is it?" "A little after 3. Lila wants to meet. Says the safe house was compromised." Sophia rubs her eyes. "Do you think she's still on our side?" "That's the question, isn't it?" Lila Torres was supposed to be helping me investigate the hack, but now I'm wondering if anyone in my life was genuine. The paranoia is eating at me, but I force it down. I need allies, and right now Lila is the only person with the technical skills to help me fight back. We're about to find out. We meet Lila at 4 a.m. in a 24-hour laundromat in downtown Tacoma. The place is deserted except for an elderly woman folding her clothes and a teenager sleeping on a bench. Perfect cover for a clandestine meeting. Lila looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her usually perfect hair is disheveled, and there are dark circles under her eyes. "Ethan, thank God you're alive. When I heard about the board meeting and saw the news coverage, I thought they might have." "Might have what?" She glances around nervously. "Made you disappear permanently." Lila pulls out a laptop and sets it up on a folding table between two washing machines. I've been digging deeper into the hack, and what I found is going to change everything. The laptop screen fills with code, network diagrams, and financial records. To most people, it would look like digital gibberish. But I've been in the tech industry long enough to understand what I'm looking at. "This is the malware that was installed on your personal devices," Lila explains, pointing to lines of code. "But look at this timestamp. It was installed 11 months ago, not 6 months like we originally thought." 11 months. Sophia leans forward. "That's before we even met." "Exactly. Which means this conspiracy was planned long before Marcus recruited you, Sophia. David has been planning this for almost a year." Lila clicks to another screen. "But here's the really interesting part. The malware wasn't just stealing your information, Ethan. It was creating detailed behavioral profiles, tracking your sleep patterns, your work habits, your emotional responses to stress. Why would they need that? To predict your reactions. Every move they made, every piece of information they leaked, every crisis they created, they knew exactly how you would respond because they'd been studying you like a lab rat for months. The implications hit me like a freight train. This wasn't just corporate espionage. This was psychological warfare at the highest level. So how do we fight back? I ask. Lila's expression turns predatory. We use their own weapons against them. The malware they installed on your system? It was sophisticated, but it had one fatal flaw. It created a backdoor that works both ways. She pulls up another screen showing network connections and data flows. I've been mapping their entire operation through that backdoor. And Ethan, this conspiracy is massive. It's not just about your company. They've been systematically targeting AI companies across the country using the same playbook. How many companies? 14 so far. Yours was just the biggest prize. Sophia grabs my arm. This is about more than revenge or money. This is about controlling the entire AI industry. Exactly, Lila continues. And David is just middle management. The real power behind this operation is someone with government connections, military contracts, and unlimited resources. I stare at the data flowing across Lila's screen, and suddenly, I see an opportunity. Lila, can you trace their communications in real time? Yes, but why? Because we're going to set a trap. They think I'm broken, desperate, and on the run. What if we let them think they've won? What if I surrender and offer to sell them the one thing they can't steal? Which is? I pull out a flash drive from my jacket, something I've been carrying for 2 years but never thought I'd need to use. The quantum encryption algorithm I developed before coal industries even existed. It's not on any company server, not in any corporate database. It exists only on this drive and in my head. Lila's eyes widen. Ethan, that algorithm is worth $50 billion minimum. It's the key to unbreakable quantum communications. Military applications alone would be worth hundreds of billions. Sophia looks confused. I don't understand. Why would you give them something that valuable? Because I'm not going to give it to them. I'm going to make them think I am, and while they're focused on getting their hands on this algorithm, Lila is going to use their own backdoor to download every piece of evidence we need to expose the entire conspiracy. Setting up the meeting takes 6 hours and involves 3 different burner phones, 2 encrypted email accounts, and 1 very carefully crafted message of surrender. I record a video message on my phone. I look defeated, exhausted, broken. Perfect. David Marcus, you won. You destroyed my company, my reputation, my life. I'm tired of running. I want to make a deal. I hold up the flash drive. This contains the quantum encryption algorithm I developed in 2019. I know you've been looking for it. I know it's the missing piece you need for your defense contracts. I'm willing to trade it for safe passage out of the country and enough money to disappear permanently. Meet me tomorrow night at the Old Coal Industries warehouse in Georgetown. Come alone, bring 10 million in cryptocurrency, and we can end this. Of course, the real plan is much more complex. While I'm playing the role of defeated billionaire offering surrender, Lila will be positioned remotely with equipment to monitor all their communications. The moment David and Marcus show up at the warehouse, she'll activate the back door and start downloading their entire operation. How long will you need? I ask her. 20 minutes to get everything. Financial records, communication logs, evidence of the other companies they've destroyed, proof of the government connections, everything. And if something goes wrong? Lila shows me a small device that looks like a thumb drive. Dead man's switch. If I don't input a code every 5 minutes, everything we've gathered automatically gets uploaded to WikiLeaks, the New York Times, Washington Post, and every major tech blog on the internet. As we're finalizing the plan, Sophia makes an announcement that catches me off guard. I'm going with you to the warehouse. Absolutely not. This is too dangerous. Ethan, they still think I'm working for them. Marcus expects me to be there. If I don't show up, they'll know it's a trap. She has a point, but the thought of putting her in danger makes my stomach churn. Besides, she continues, I have 8 months of guilt to work off. Let me help you end this. I look into her eyes and see determination I haven't seen before. Whatever doubts I had about her loyalty, seeing her willing to risk everything to help me fight back answers most of them. Okay, I say finally. But we do this my way, and the moment things go sideways, you get out of there. We spend the rest of the day preparing for tomorrow night's confrontation. Lila sets up her digital surveillance equipment in a van parked 2 blocks from the warehouse. Sophia and I go over our roles repeatedly. She's the repentant spy trying to convince Marcus that I'm genuinely defeated, while I play the broken billionaire ready to sell out for safe passage. But as the sun sets and tomorrow's meeting approaches, I realize something that changes everything. I don't want safe passage. I don't want to disappear and start over somewhere else. I want my life back. I want my company back. I want everyone who betrayed me to pay for what they've done. The quantum algorithm isn't just bait, it's my weapon. And I'm not planning to trade it. I'm planning to use it to destroy them. That evening, as we're camped out in the warehouse, Sophia asks me a question that cuts right to the heart of everything. Ethan, what happens after tomorrow? Let's say the plan works, we expose the conspiracy, Marcus and David get arrested. What then? I've been thinking about the same thing. Then I rebuild. Not just my company, but something bigger. Something that can't be destroyed by a few corrupt individuals. And us, she asks quietly. I look at her, this complicated woman who entered my life as part of a conspiracy, but might be the only person willing to stand by me when everything falls apart. I don't know, I admit. Our entire relationship was built on lies. How do we start over from that? Maybe we don't start over, she says. Maybe we start something completely new. At 11 p.m., my burner phone rings. Marcus. Ethan, I got your message. Very touching, by the way. The great Ethan Cole finally admitting defeat. I'm done fighting, Marcus. You won. Yes, I did. But I want to make sure you understand the terms. 10 million for the algorithm, and your promise to disappear forever. No books, no interviews, no revenge plots. You vanish. Agreed. And Sophia will be there to verify the algorithm is genuine. Of course. Marcus pauses. Ethan, I hope you're not planning anything stupid. Because if you are, tomorrow night will be the last night of your life. The line goes dead, and I realize that Marcus is right about one thing. Tomorrow night will change everything. But not in the way he expects. As Sophia falls asleep on the old couch, I stay awake, making final preparations. The quantum algorithm on the flash drive is real, but it's not complete. I removed 3 crucial components and stored them separately, one in a safety deposit box in Vancouver, one with a lawyer in Switzerland, and one memorized and never written down. Even if they torture me for the information, they'll never get the complete algorithm. But they don't need to know that until it's too late. I'm also carrying something else they don't know about, a recording device that looks like a regular pen. Every word they say tomorrow night will be captured and automatically uploaded to Lila's secure servers. At midnight, Lila sends me a text, starting preliminary reconnaissance now. Their security is good, but not good enough. I watch from the warehouse window as her van's equipment starts working. She's not just going to hack their communications during tomorrow's meeting. She's going to infiltrate their entire network tonight, planting digital seeds that will bloom into full access tomorrow. Phase 1 complete, she texts an hour later. I'm inside their financial systems. Ethan, you need to see this. She sends me screenshots that make my blood boil. Bank transfers showing payments to dozens of people, board members, journalists, government officials, even some of my own employees. The corruption goes deeper than I imagined. But she also sends me something else, evidence that they've been planning to eliminate me permanently after getting the algorithm. There are payments to contractors I recognize from a military world. People who make problems disappear. Tomorrow night isn't just about getting my revenge. It's about staying alive. As dawn breaks, I make a decision that will define everything that comes next. I'm not just going to expose David and Marcus. I'm going to destroy the entire network they've built. The quantum algorithm they want so desperately? I'm going to give them just enough of it to prove it works, then use it to encrypt evidence of their crimes so thoroughly that only I can unlock it. They'll have to keep me alive to get the full algorithm, which gives me leverage. And once I have leverage, I can start rebuilding not just my fortune, but an empire that will crush everyone who betrayed me. Sophia wakes up and finds me staring out the window at the sunrise. Ready for this? She asks. I've never been more ready for anything in my life. 3 hours before the meeting, Lila calls with news that changes our entire strategy. Ethan, I found something. David isn't just working with Marcus. He's been in contact with someone in the Pentagon. Someone high up in the Defense Procurement Office. How high up? Deputy Secretary level. And get this, They've been planning to award coal industries the defense contract all along, but only after David takes full control and pivots the company towards surveillance applications. The pieces click together. This wasn't just about destroying me or stealing my company. This was about transforming coal industries into a surveillance tool for the government while making it look like a private sector innovation. There's more, Lila continues. The quantum algorithm you developed? They've been trying to reverse engineer it for months, but they can't crack your encryption. They need the original to build a surveillance network that can monitor any encrypted communication on Earth. Suddenly, this isn't just about personal revenge anymore. If David and Marcus get that algorithm, they'll have the ability to spy on anyone, anywhere, anytime. Presidents, prime ministers, CEOs, ordinary citizens, no one's communications would be safe. I'm not just fighting for my company or my reputation. I'm fighting to prevent a surveillance state. Lila, change of plans. We're not just exposing them, we're burning down their entire operation. What do you mean? I mean that by tomorrow morning, every person they've corrupted, every company they've destroyed, every crime they've committed will be front-page news around the world. At 6 p.m., as the sun sets over Seattle, I put on my best suit, one of the few items I managed to save from my former life, and prepare for the most important performance of my life. Tonight, I stop being the victim and start being the hunter. Tonight, Ethan Cole fights back. As Sophia and I prepare to leave for warehouse, my phone buzzes with a message that makes my blood run cold. It's from David. Ethan, just so you know, we have your sister. I haven't talked to my sister Emma in 6 months. She's a doctor in Portland, completely unconnected to my business world. I thought she was safe. If you're planning anything other than a simple exchange tomorrow night, Emma will pay the price. Come alone, bring the algorithm, and maybe she lives to see another day. Sophia sees my face and knows immediately that everything has changed. What is it? I show her the message, and she grabs my arm. Ethan, it could be a bluff. But then my phone buzzes with a photo. Emma, tied to a chair in what looks like a basement, with today's newspaper visible in the frame. Now it's not just about my company, my fortune, or even preventing a surveillance state. Now it's about saving the only family I have left. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but sometimes you don't have the luxury of patience. Sometimes your enemies force your hand, and you have to strike while your blood is still hot. My name is Ethan Cole, and tonight I'm walking into a trap with my eyes wide open. They have my company, my money, and now my sister. But I have something they want more than anything else in the world. The question is, am I smart enough to save everyone I care about and destroy my enemies at the same time? Or am I about to lose the last person in the world who still believes in me? Time to find out.